I don't know what song that will later. So groovy girls, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another sex advice video. If any of you don't know, I really do have a bad lisp at the minute because I have Invisalign in. I feel like I have to say it in every single video because I'm just so insecure about it. I know a lot of you have said that you can't really notice it, but I can, so I apologize about that. Also, this is going to be the third sex advice video, and I do just want to make the disclaimer again. I am not a professional, I don't claim to be. I'm not a sexual health nurse, I do not work at a clinic, I'm not a doctor. All I'm trying to do is just make everything feel a little bit more normal for you guys and make things feel a little bit more relatable. Maybe you'll relate to something that's been said and you can just kind of think, yeah, fuck me, this is normal, like what I'm going through is pretty normal. The advice I'm giving is the best I can do. I'm obviously not self-diagnosing you with anything, I'm just saying like a few random things that it could be that would fit in, and you to then go do your own research, because obviously, as I said, I'm not a doctor and I'm not a professional either, because I'm just a girl who likes to have sex. I'm gonna start off with quite a serious one actually, which one of you sent in. If you do ever want to ask me a question like this, or you want to get involved in the confession series that I also do called The People's Diary, then head down to the link in my description. There you can find my Instagram, the forum to confess anything you want, and just so many more important links of topics that we spoke about on this channel. So without further ado, let's get straight on into this. So the first one says, have you ever heard of vaginismus and it's such a struggle? I hadn't until the other month. A friend of mine actually is going through something not similar, but like just to do with her downstairs area. It's similar in the sense of it's to do with pain. Obviously I've not experienced it myself, and I'm not a doctor that could prescribe you anything or like tell you how to make it better, but the only thing that I can really do is tell you or encourage you to try and change your mindset. Like, don't stigmatize sex with the pain, because that makes it so much worse. If you go into sex thinking it's gonna be really painful because of previous experiences, like I've done it myself. I haven't had vaginismus before, but I've had so much pain during sex to the point it was uncomfortable. I didn't want to have sex anymore. When you stigmatize it, it's kind of your own brain doing it to you even worse, and sex will just continue to be like that for you if you have that mindset as well. Obviously I know you physically have a diagnosis, so it's not just your mindset doing it, but yeah, by stigmatizing sex with pain, it just makes it so much more painful. Another thing that I can highly recommend is lube. I mean, I'm sure your doctor would have advised you that, but in general, for anyone experiencing pain during sex, try lube, because a lot of the pain is the friction just because you're not turned on enough, or if it's like a deep internal pain, then definitely do go to a doctor and get that checked out, because pain during sex isn't normal, just to let you know. With your situation, I feel like self-pleasure would also help. I obviously don't know the logistics of vaginismus, but self-pleasure might really help you, and maybe you and your partner could just like try different certain positions that might help, or like just really be experimental with foreplay and oral sex. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's not really much you can do in this situation. Maybe you could try and find other ways to experience pleasure with your partner or whoever you're having sex with, instead of having penetrative, how do you say that? Penetrative sex where the penis goes into you. Like, that's, maybe you can try and experiment with other things. It might even be that you do foreplay for like a long while until you get comfortable enough to have sex again, because hopefully that will get you out of the mindset of linking pain and sex. Maybe you have to have enough foreplay where you've orgasmed enough to kind of relate sex back to being enjoyable and pleasurable for you. I also really recommend contacting your doctor and asking if there's any form of society that you can go to for help with this sort of thing. My friend who is actually suffering with something very similar, she got referred to like a women's society of other women that are experiencing the same thing, and you can share your tips or like how you got through it, how you maybe got rid of it. I don't know if this is something you can get rid of. I'm hoping for you that it is, but there is a lot of societies and a lot of people out there that are willing to talk to you about it. And yeah, just speaking to your doctor and just trying to get as much information as possible is the main thing that I can say to you for that. I am really sorry to hear, because pain during sex is honestly so uncomfortable and so painful, so I'm really sorry to hear about that. The next question is not necessarily sex, but what is the best method to shave down below, because I can't hack it. I want to sneeze. I personally use an Estrid shaver, and this isn't an ad, this isn't like a and I'm just gonna drop an ad in here. I genuinely have used Estrid non-stop and haven't chosen any other shaver brand since working with them about a year and a bit ago. It's just because the lubrication strip on it, I don't know how to explain it, it just makes your shave so clean, like it doesn't tug on the hairs, it makes you feel super smooth. It's just like conditioning, I guess, like it kind of provides a layer so that you don't harm your skin. And also the way that the shaver is, like it kind of moves a little bit, helps you get into all those hard to reach places. I would not recommend shaving upwards, so you have your vagina. The hairs grow downwards, they do on me anyway, unless you have like ingrown hairs or you just have a different hair direction to me, but I'm pretty sure everyone has hair that grows downwards. I would never recommend shaving against the hair in an upwards direction. I made that mistake when I was younger, and fuck me, it really hurts. I literally never wanted to shave again. I cried so much. The best thing that I find is shaving downwards, and just from doing this for so many years, I get the best shave. It is so clean. Like obviously you can Veet and stuff if you really find shaving uncomfortable. There's a brand called Veet, which is a hair removal cream, and you can get one specifically for your downstairs area. This also applies for boys, or whatever you identify as your pubic hair. You can get like a Veet for it, or a hair removal if you don't like shaving. I do tend to follow the direction of the hair. As I said, it's just comfortable for me. So like your vagina again, I go like this, and then if the direction of the hair kind of grows like that, downwards kind of goes around, I'll just follow my shaver in whatever direction of the hair is going, because it's just so much more comfortable for me. I will be honest as well, I do shave my ass, and I do this just from behind. I don't even look, I don't use a mirror, just from like years of doing this. And with the Estrid shaver, I will never cut myself. Like I have never ever cut myself from those shavers, just because the lubrication is so good, protects you so well, and I have such a clean area down there. It's so smooth, and I actually love it so much. I prefer to be shaved everywhere. I prefer to be pretty smooth. I know that a lot of people don't. A lot of people like something there, but it's obviously all up to preference. You might even discover that you don't want to shave down there at all, because it's very like pushed into us, like from societal pressures, that we do need to be clean shaved everywhere, like under your arms or on your legs and like all of the downstairs areas. You don't have to. Like it's your body, you can do what you want, and a lot of women have been empowering themselves recently with not shaving, obviously in the coming years and the previous years. So who knows? I mean, you might even discover that you want a bit of like a landing strip down there or something, who knows? But yeah, just don't shave upwards. That is the only thing that I can recommend. And if you do want to shave, a recommendation, Estrid is probably the best, and it's a subscription service, so you get it straight to your house. It really is starting to sound like an ad, but I promise it's not. It's just a really good company. I ended a long-term relationship, and now I'm scared to have sex with anyone else. Help. Oh my god, I was actually very shocked that someone else sent this, because I was like this for the longest time. I really struggled to come to terms with the fact that I would have to have sex with someone else, and I was scared, quite frankly, because going on to one of the previous questions, I have experienced a lot of pain during sex before, to the point that I couldn't continue with it. I'm sure I've spoken to you guys about this in like even in my confession videos. I've mentioned something like this before. If you want like more of a deep in-depth chat about that, then my previous advice videos have spoken about it. But to be honest, like I felt the same as you. I was really scared, and it was more so the fact that I didn't want to have to re-explain to someone why I was experiencing pain during sex. I didn't want to have to explain to someone that I could bleed after sex with them. It was just like not wanting to redo the conversations that were difficult all over again with somebody else. And yeah, I was really anxious, but for a while I worried about it, and then I kind of just got back to enjoying my life. Wasn't caring about like men or having sex. Like I just was having fun with my friends and just enjoying my life, finding new hobbies. Like it had been such a long time after we broke up, and I kind of forgot about it because I was just enjoying myself, as I said. And yeah, a few years later I ended up sleeping with somebody else, and I just forgot that that was a worry of mine. So I was just enjoying my life, and then about a week later I literally thought to myself, holy shit, I had sex and I didn't worry about it. And it just generally had slipped my mind. It was a thing of my subconscious, like I hadn't even thought about it. And yeah, that is kind of how I did it. But I just felt really relieved. Like I just stopped worrying about it and it just happened naturally. So I really heavily encourage you to not prioritize it. I know it's really hard to just like do that, but finding new hobbies, hanging out with friends, obviously we've just received some really good news about all the like the 4-step plan. So hopefully you will be able to get out soon after ending your relationship and be able to distract yourself a little bit more. We're very hopeful right now that everything's going to get back to normal. Try and distract your mind with bigger concerns, bigger hobbies, like more things to focus on, and eventually one day it will happen. You will sleep with someone else and you won't even realize it. I know that like yours might not be to do with pain, but if it isn't to do with pain and you're just genuinely scared for like self-confidence reasons, I feel like yours will go away even quicker. Like your thoughts will go away even quicker. Obviously everyone's different, but I can guarantee you will have sex again and you will enjoy it without feeling scared, I promise. Do men judge you if you have darker skin around your arsehole? I'm gonna be honest, if they do, you literally just need to leave them. Like, why the fuck do they care? Like, what? They shouldn't, because it's your body. Whatever the fuck is going on downstairs, that's your business. Like, it's nothing to do with the man, nothing to do with the sexual partner. They shouldn't be commenting on any part of a woman's body, but also within the same breath, like, no one should be commenting on your body regardless of their gender, because it's yours, you know what I mean? Some people do have darker pigmentation around their private areas. Some people have darker pigmentation on like the skin around their vagina, or like, as you said, on the bum, or like your legs, your underarms. Like, so many of your areas can have darker pigmentation, so can your boobs. Like, there's so many areas, and it's all completely normal. Everyone is different, but everyone is also beautiful in their own right, and there isn't a right or wrong way for a vagina to look, or a bumhole to look, or your boobs to look. Everyone is different. And yeah, if a man does judge you, then get rid, quite frankly. We don't have time for people like that in 2021. Ew, it's 2021. I'm gonna throw up. Ew, is it 2021? Why did I check my phone for the year like it tells me? How young is too young to explore yourself? So I feel like it's very obvious to say 16, because that is the legal age of consent, and like, nobody really likes to talk about anything before because of legal reasons. But I feel like we do have to be honest here, and I have to give you the reality of it. I did lose my virginity before 16. We spoke about this before, but if you're a new subscriber, I feel like you need to know that for the preface of this video. I lost my virginity at 15, and I definitely did experiment with myself before that, and I know that some people might find that weird, because a lot of people think you can't be sexual with yourself until the legal age of consent, but the legal age of consent is with another person there. Everyone goes at their own pace, and like, I can't really remember what age I started to like experiment with myself and masturbate and stuff, but I just know it was before I had sex. Everyone's journey like is different, and I don't want you to feel weird, even if you're at the age of 25 and you've never touched yourself in that way, because it is normal to do whatever you feel comfortable at that time. And even if you are like 14, 15, it's up to you. I'm not telling you to do it, and I'm not telling you not to do it. It is all up to you. Whatever you feel is right, then do it. Don't force yourself to do it because you feel like you're too late to the party, or you know what I mean? Obviously there's certain ages that you wouldn't know about this stuff because of your innocence. You shouldn't be exposed to this side of the world. You shouldn't be exposed to anything sexual at certain ages, obviously. So I would say those ages are too young, but I'm not putting a limit on that, because it's up to you and how you've grown up and what you've seen and what you know. And it's really difficult, because obviously there is ages that I want to say it is too young, but it's very obvious what those ages are. As I said, go at your own pace. I'm not going to tell you what to do or not to do, and that is all I'm going to say, because it's you, yourself, and that's it. That's the only people involved, so you can do whatever you want to do. How do you orgasm during I can't say this word for the life of me. How do you orgasm during penetrative sex? Penetrative, you know what I mean? I just can't say it. I orgasm by helping myself out a little bit as well, and also telling a sexual partner positions that you really like. Also, moving your body at a pace that you are comfortable with helps so much. Like, obviously your partner's going to be moving their body too, and a lot of people just think you lie there and kind of just take it. No, move your body into whatever rhythm you feel is working for you. If like you start, I don't know, backing up against them or something, and you're like, oh wow, shit, this kind of is hitting different, continue doing it. Tell them to go slow or fast as you fucking want. Yeah, do it for you, mama, do it for you. We're orgasming in 2020. So yeah, I just helped myself out. This does actually link to another question saying, do you think working your clit during sex is offensive to the guy? And I don't think so personally. I don't find it offensive, because sex should be enjoyable for all parties. And I'm gonna change the question a little bit. Like, I'm gonna change it to, do you think working your clit is offensive during sex to whoever you're with? I don't. As I said, it should be enjoyable for all parties, and you gotta do what you gotta do, man. Like, some people prefer to ask their partner to do it for them. Some people just prefer to do it themselves because they get a little bit uncomfortable asking to do things during sex. I am kind of in the middle of that. I don't feel uncomfortable asking, but I'm like, I can do it myself, and I know what I like and dislike. I know if I want to speed up the pace a little bit, or if I want to stop and just let them continue what they're doing. So I normally just help myself. I mean, it doesn't mean that what they're doing is unenjoyable. It just means that you're adding to the fun of it, and you're just trying to, you know, increase the good feeling. Like, that's literally all it is. I know you said you find it a little bit like awkward. You find sometimes that it might be offensive, but I don't think it is personally, and I don't think they see it that way either. Like, if anything, the outcome of you helping yourself out is gonna be you climaxing, and they're gonna feel so fucking good for that, because they're gonna think that they did it. So no, I wouldn't feel like it's offensive. I'm scared for the answer of this, but is it normal to queef during sex? So normal. Of course it is. Like, it's literally just trapped air in your vagina. That is all. Like, you can get it from like penetration of fingers, penis, mouth, like honestly anything, and it's just trapped air, so it's completely normal. You can get this from exercising, you can get this from just moving into a certain position. Yeah, it's trapped air, babe. It's completely normal. I'm sexually attracted to my boyfriend, but I can never seem to get horny or want to have sex. Okay, so there can actually be like so many reasons for this, such as low sex drive. That I feel is the main one. It doesn't mean you've got anything wrong with you. I mean, it's not uncommon for people to experience loss of libido, and sometimes there is a lot of reasons why you lose your libido. So you could look into any medication you're on. It could be a side effect of it. I know a lot of contraceptive pills have loss of libido as like a side effect, and you might not even realize that. So if you are on any form of medication, even the contraceptive pill, look into that. It could also be so many other things in day-to-day life. Like, you could be tired, you could be stressed out, you could not be feeling confident enough, you could have performance anxiety, you could just have so much on your mind that you just don't want to have sex and you don't really ever get in the mood. That's completely normal. It's not that you have to have sex all the time, and you can be sexually attracted to someone and not want to have sex with them 24/7. Yeah, it's just life. Like, that's just normal human interaction, that you don't want to fuck someone 24/7. However, I don't think that's the issue you're trying to say. I feel like you're saying you never can, and that's why it's becoming an issue. As I said, your subconscious can contribute to how your body reacts to many things in life, but I would suggest that you could be asexual. But then you also said that you are sexually attracted to your partner, so I feel it could be one of the previous reasons. However, you can also be asexual and be sexually attracted to someone but not actually desire to have sexual attention from them or to have sex with them. So maybe look into asexuality. You could be asexual. Also look into, as I said, medication. Just see what's going on in your head, boo. Like, it could also just be that you're very distracted with life at the minute. It's a very pressing time right now. It's fucking horrible, but the end is near. Don't you worry. Obviously, if you're really worried about it, go to a doctor or go to a sexual health nurse. Just talk to somebody in a professional field that can actually help you, because I can't really give you much more than that. But yeah, you might look into asexuality and think, yeah, I'm asexual, and that is completely fine to be. How realistic is porn? So unrealistic. In one of my previous sex advice videos, I said like, oh, if you want to like learn how to do this or do that, then watch porn. And everyone was like, no, it's so unrealistic. It's from a male gaze and it's like pleasurable for men, and they just, everything is perfect on online porn. And I do know that, but like when I was saying it in my previous video, I just meant if you wanted to know like a tip or a trick, or do you know what I mean? That's what I meant, like to just go and look and think, oh, I didn't even think of doing that. I didn't think of that position. I didn't think of this. Just to kind of like widen your horizon a little bit. On that note, porn is very unrealistic. The majority of things that you see are never usually enjoyable for another person. It is mostly just to get a good angle of a girl's ass, or to make the male look very dominant. Even lesbian porn is still made for men, sadly. Yeah, men like to sexualize women a ton, and even when they're not even into that gender, they still like to sexualize us. So that's the most that I can really say. It is completely unrealistic. Sex never usually goes like that, and nobody usually ever looks that good during sex. So yeah, that's my stance on it. Do people actually moan and scream during sex? Depends on the person. Me personally, I don't scream. If you do, completely fair enough. I just don't ever want to project a scream. I moan a fair bit. I am a moaner, I will admit. Just because I'm very vocal. Like, I want the person that I'm having sex with to know if I'm liking something or disliking something. If I stop moaning, then I kind of know that I want you to go back to what you were doing before. I also love when men moan. I think it's very attractive, or just like talking during sex anyway. Like, I find that really attractive. So it is a thing that happens. Yeah, people do moan, people do scream, some people shout to the high heavens, and some people don't make a peep, and that is just the different ways that people vocalize themselves during sex. I have a really bad gag reflex and it's annoying and embarrassing. How do I get rid of it? So first off, I don't think it's embarrassing, because men actually do find it attractive when you gag, or if you choke or anything like that, because it's kind of a compliment to be like how big the dick is. Even if they don't have a big dick and you just have a really bad gag reflex, they're gonna feel pretty empowered and pretty happy at the fact that you've done that. I do actually know a trick which I can't figure out if it works. I got told it when I was like 17 and I have tried it. You can actually do it at home if you want to do this along with me. You basically get your hand and your thumb like this and cup it like this, and you press down on this part, like you press down on your thumb, and you do it until you kind of feel a pain. I'm not gonna do it on camera right now because I know there's some freaks out in the world, but if you you just try putting your finger down your throat if you have a really bad gag reflex, and obviously you're gonna gag, and then try it with this. I think it's your left hand you have to do it with. Try doing it with your left hand and then putting your finger down your throat, and your gag reflex either won't be there, or you can just kind of hold something longer in your throat. I have tried it, I will admit, whilst doing that deed. It has worked sometimes. I think the times it didn't work, I was doing it with my right hand, so that would explain it. But I also have a bad gag reflex, like I gag brushing my teeth. However, I have been told it's a compliment, so I wouldn't find that embarrassing. How to be comfortable around somebody when naked. You kind of have to be comfortable being naked around yourself first. The main reason you're going to be uncomfortable around another person is you don't want them to see your body. But if you're comfortable enough within yourself with your naked body, then you're going to want them to see it. You're going to be like, look at my fucking sexy hot body, like, you want it? Like, do you know what I mean? You're going to want to show it off. So maybe just get comfortable with yourself. Maybe after you've had a shower, just like do a little bit of a pamper. Like, I normally shave my legs, moisturize everywhere, put on a few LEDs. Yeah, my body looks pretty banging. Eventually, after you've done it in like dim lighting, you could move on to natural sunlight, or just like turning your light on in your room, just like assessing your body and being like, fuck me, I'm really hot, you know, like this body carries me through life. I've got so much shit going on inside my body right now, and I still look hot. It's just building up that confidence. Also, maybe keeping your t-shirt on during sex for the first few times, and then once you feel more comfortable enough, you could take it off. Even just like walking around in just a t-shirt, I mean, you're getting your legs out, you're getting your little booty out, you will eventually just feel comfortable being around them like that. Start small, maybe just walk around in a top for a bit, and it's not going to happen overnight either. If you're feeling uncomfortable around somebody when naked, it's not going to happen overnight. This is a long time thing, and yeah, hopefully one day you will feel comfortable. I hope you do, and you can just be naked together and it'll be cute. I also want to say that I did receive so many questions about losing your virginity, breaking your hymen, all of that jazz. I have answered these questions before, so I kind of don't want it to be like word vomit and repeat myself a lot. So if you do want to check those previous videos out, then definitely click the eye up here. I also highly recommend you head over to Jordan Lipscomb's channel. This is where I got the whole idea for the series from. She does some with her boyfriend sometimes, which is really fun, and it's like, let's talk about sex, baby, I think it's called. Really cool series. She's just a cool gal. And yeah, if you ever want to know anything more about sex, masturbation, or anything like that, go check her out. I'm going to continue doing it on my channel anyway, because everyone's experiences are different. You could get something from Jordan and somebody else that you might not get from me, so it's really good to like continue the topic of conversation and just get different insights from different people, you know. Where do you spit if you want to spit it out? If you know you're going to have sex, or you know you're going to have like a partner over or something like that, just have like some tissue on the side of the bed. If worse comes to absolute worst, like just go to the bathroom, just get up and run. But normally just have some tissue down the side of the bed, and just like wipe your mouth and pretend you swallowed it, and then just, yeah, go, you got this, don't worry. Do you ever feel uncomfortable when someone is giving you head? This I didn't realize was like a universal thing until this question. I feel so uncomfortable when someone's giving me head. I feel like I'm just lay there like, this isn't doing anything for me, and I thought I was weird for the longest time. I thought, I'm just a girl that doesn't enjoy oral sex, like what the hell is going on? And it was just, yeah, I thought something was wrong with me, but it's pretty normal. I mean, especially if you masturbate, it's pretty normal, because you kind of get used to only finishing from yourself. I've also spoke about this in the previous sex advice videos, but yeah, your clit basically gets used to a certain sensation. For example, if you use a dildo and it has like a vibration setting on that works your clit, or you have a specific sex toy for your clit, like an oral simulator, if that makes sense, something that mimics oral sex, your body gets used to it and it can't orgasm without feeling that sensation. So having oral sex with a partner can get a bit hard, because you're kind of just like, and this ain't doing anything for me. If you really wanted to, you could say to them, you know, can you finger me as well, type of thing, like that kind of vibe. Just say to them like, can you also penetrate at the same time as giving me head, because that's just what you need sometimes. But to answer your question, yes, I do feel uncomfortable, but not uncomfortable in the sense of, oh my god, they're looking at my vagina. I get uncomfortable in the sense of, you know, I'm not enjoying this and I don't really know what to say. So it's all about being vocal beforehand, during and after in the bedroom. Tell them what you like, tell them what you dislike. If you're not enjoying it, then just like grab their head and switch into having actual sex, because mommy, you gotta get the goods, you know. But yeah, I do struggle to enjoy oral sex. I find it quite uncomfortable. uncomfortable because I just get bored. So groovy girls, that is it for this video. I have so many more questions that you guys want to know if you do want me to continue with this series. I feel like I am gonna, because you guys seem to love it. You guys always want to have a bit of relatability on the internet. I know that not a lot of people really talk about this, but this is why I really encourage you to go check out other people's like series of this or like versions of this that Jordan created, because it's so important to be vocal about sex, especially as a woman, because so many people think that we have to shy away from it, but we don't. Girls like fucking people too, you know? Girls like self-pleasure too. So yeah, to anyone that thinks it's vulgar, sorry, but I just want to be one of those people that make other people feel comfortable talking about sex, because we should have the conversation, and we need to encourage so that we can have more orgasms and enjoy sex more. So yeah, groovy girls, I will leave you on that lovely note. Do make sure you follow my Instagram so you can send in questions if you ever want to, you know, get involved in one of these videos. Hopefully I answered your questions well, or gave you at least a little bit of something to work with. But yeah, I love you all so much, and I will see you in the next video.